Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You're walking through a crowded street, smoke rising into the air, the sound of food sizzling, people waiting in long lines, someone flipping meat over open fire, fresh bread coming out hot. And then you realize something. This isn't expensive food. This isn't luxury food. This is street food. Today, we're exploring the most delicious street food in Pakistan. And trust me, the further we go, the hungrier this video gets. But before we start, subscribe if you enjoy discovering incredible food from around the world. Now, come hungry. First stop, Bun Kebab, Pakistan's street food legend. Simple, cheap, and somehow dangerously addictive. At first, it doesn't look complicated. Soft bun, Shami kebab, egg, chutney, fresh onions. Simple ingredients. But then you take the first bite. Everything changes. Soft, spicy, crunchy, hot. The kind of food that makes you immediately want another. And maybe that's why Bun Kebab became so loved. You don't eat it once, you keep going back. Every city has its own version. Every street vendor says theirs is the best. And somehow, everyone believes them. And that's the fun of street food. Two stalls, same name, completely different taste. Locals already know their favorite. Visitors usually spend the whole trip trying to find the best one. But this next food is different, because this isn't eaten quietly. This is an event. Gol Gappay. One bite, that's all it takes. Crunch, cold water, spices, sweet, tangy, and chaos. Because nobody eats just one. Street vendors move fast, filling one after another. People standing around, competing, laughing, trying not to spill. And somehow, each one tastes better than the last. But the best part, everyone has an opinion. Spicy water, sweet water, mix both. Everyone thinks their way is correct, and somehow, everyone is right. And there's always that one moment when the vendor gives you the extra spicy one. And suddenly, the experience becomes unforgettable. But if you think that looked satisfying, the next food feels impossible. Chapli Kebab. This isn't regular kebab. This thing has presence. Flat, juicy, covered with spices, cooked on huge pans. The smell alone pulls people in. And when it arrives, you understand instantly. Crispy outside, tender inside, fresh naan, cold sauce, simple combination, dangerous result. Some people travel across cities just to eat one plate. That's how serious this gets. And somehow, even before finishing, people already start planning the next bite. But now, we're moving to something completely different. Because this next dish isn't grilled, it's built. Dahi Bhallay. If comfort food became street food, this would be it. Soft Bhallay, cold yogurt, sweet chutney, spicy chutney, fresh toppings. Every spoon feels different. Cold, sweet, tangy, creamy, and somehow everything works together. People eat this year-round, but when summer arrives, this becomes unstoppable. And what makes it interesting, every vendor changes something. More spice, more yogurt, different chutney. Same dish, completely different experience. And that's why people argue about this one. Not about whether it's good, but where the best version exists. But now, we're reaching something dangerous. Because once people try this, they usually become obsessed. Chicken Tikka. This is where things become serious. Open fire, smoke, bright red color, spices coating every piece. You don't even need to eat it. You smell it, and suddenly, you're hungry. Fresh off the grill, served with naan, mint sauce, lemon. Simple, but ridiculously satisfying. Every bite tastes smoky, spicy, juicy, and when eaten on the street, it somehow tastes even better. Maybe that's the secret of street food. It's not only the food, it's the people, the sounds, the atmosphere, the waiting, the experience, and the fact that some of the best meals don't come from fancy restaurants. But we're not done, because the next foods might be even more dangerous. One of them is so popular, people line up before it's even ready. Let's keep going. But now, we're entering the dangerous section. Because these next foods don't just make people hungry, they create cravings. And this first one, might be impossible to stop eating once you start. Seekh Kebab. Simple idea, insane result. Minced meat, spices, pressed onto long skewers, cooked directly over fire. That's it. But somehow, the smell alone feels unfair. Smoke, char, juices dripping onto hot coals. People walking past suddenly stop, and you understand why. Fresh naan, mint sauce, lemon. One bite and everything makes sense. Soft, smoky, spicy, and ridiculously satisfying. And maybe that's why this became street food royalty. You don't order one, you order more than planned. And there's always that moment when somebody says, "I'll just taste one." And suddenly, they're eating half the plate. That's how these foods work. Simple, but impossible to ignore. And what makes it even better, you usually eat it fresh, straight off the grill. No waiting, no ceremony, just hot food and instant regret that you didn't order more. But this next one isn't grilled. This one is loud, because you don't eat it quietly. Chaat. This isn't one flavor. This is all of them. Crunchy, creamy, sweet, spicy, cold, tangy, everything happening at once. Potatoes, chickpeas, yogurt, chutneys, fresh toppings, and somehow it works. Watching someone make chaat almost feels like watching a performance. A little more sauce, extra spice, one final mix, and suddenly something simple becomes addictive. And every city does it differently. Every vendor claims theirs is special. And honestly, sometimes they're right. The best part? No two plates ever feel exactly the same. More spice, more yogurt, extra crunch. People customize it without even thinking. And somehow, everyone leaves convinced they had the best one. And that's probably why people keep coming back. Not just for the food, but because the next plate always feels slightly different. But now, we're going somewhere heavier, because this next food has fans everywhere. And once it appears, people stop pretending they're not hungry. Karahi. Imagine huge metal pans, fire underneath, fresh tomatoes, chicken, spices, everything cooking in front of you. Nothing hidden, no shortcuts. The smell spreads before the food even arrives. And then, fresh naan, hot karahi. People gathered around. Nobody waits politely. Everyone starts immediately. Rich, spicy, fresh, and somehow, street versions hit differently. Maybe because you watch the whole thing happen. Oil bubbling, steam rising, spices mixing, everything happening in front of you. That anticipation almost becomes part of the taste. And somehow, when it finally arrives, it still exceeds expectations. And there's always someone saying, "This is enough for everyone," and 5 minutes later, there's barely anything left. But if that sounds satisfying, this next one feels illegal. Loaded fries, street style, golden fries, sauces, chicken, cheese, spices, more sauce, and somehow they keep adding things. This isn't elegant food, this is chaos. And that's exactly why people love it. One bite tastes different from the next. Crunch, heat, sauce, everything together. And once people start, sharing usually disappears. People say, "Just one bite." Then suddenly, the tray is empty, and nobody knows how. Because somehow, street food always disappears faster than expected. And maybe that's because nobody plans to eat that much. It just happens. But now, we're ending with something that might surprise people. Because this isn't heavy, this isn't grilled, this is pure comfort. Falooda. Cold, sweet, colorful, layers of flavor. Ice cream, milk, vermicelli, jelly, syrup, every spoon feels different. And after spicy street food, this feels like a reset button. People don't rush this one. They enjoy it slowly. especially on hot evenings when the streets are still busy and cold desserts somehow taste even better. It's the type of food that makes people stop talking for a minute, just to enjoy it. And somehow, it becomes the perfect ending. And maybe that's why street food is different. It isn't just eating, it's standing outside, waiting, watching, talking, trying something unexpected, and realizing some of the most unforgettable food doesn't come from luxury places. It comes from busy streets, small stalls, open fires, and recipes people have repeated for years. So tell me, which one are you trying first? And what Pakistani street food should be in the next video? If you enjoyed this, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.